If there is one encounter right line that actually has been heavily hyped ever since the release of Overdress, I would have to say Luard definitely takes the cake when it comes to how much hype everyone were looking forward to it, as Luard was extremely prevalent after the G era within the premium space as well as in V space as well. But everyone forgot, Luard in earlier part of the G era are pretty bad.
I don't like where this is going.
Like really bad for a deck that costs at least 300 to 400 US dollars. And unfortunately for Stride deck set of Luard, which by the time I uploaded this video, it should have been released by now, it is mid. Like, it is good, it is not amazing as compared to some of the other decks that we have seen in the current format right now. And today I'm going to be talking about what are the goods of the deck, what are the problems of the deck, which there are quite a bit, and is there a solution for this particular problem that I will be mentioning. So let's start off with what Luard is capable of doing and do it well. Well, one thing that Luard is capable of doing is filter. If you think use filter is good, this take is to the next level thanks to Luard's Strike skill, which essentially allow you to generate 2 Moresa cards that are grade 1 or less, and we all know how cracked Keter grade 1 lineup actually is. And then not only that, there are units in the Strike deck that actually help you to extend into more attacks in a very good way, like Moresa and Drug Driver, which does extend into another ratio unit, which is actually not bad. The fact that you can just call any ratio unit downright is actually really great. Then another good thing about Luard is that it has a really good recycle capability thanks to Luard's skill of returning 2 normal units from the drop zone to bottom of your deck to get a free strike, and the Craze ability, which actually capable of returning a critical back to deck every turn as long as you use Luard's first skill. But since the first skill of Luard is ratio, is Luard able to pull off ratio consistently? The answer to that is actually a big fat yes. And that is all thanks to the fact that we are in the Overdress era where you are more or less discarding at least 1 every turn until you reach grade 3. So that means that you can actually discard 1 card from your hand to get the ratio count up by 1, or you use cards like Abyssal O to search for Luard, helping you to filter and also help you to increase your ratio count as well. Overall, Luard has a very strong filtering capability while still can recycle, ensuring that all the pieces you need to extend into are there in your deck. But there is a problem with the deck, and that's a very good segue to a bad point of this deck, and there's quite a bit, because from a glance, if you look from like a far off, the deck's like, oh, that's not bad. But the moment you start to see into a finer print, that's when it gets very iffy. And the problem of all this also lies in my opinion, the best aspect of the deck, the extenders. Yes, Moresa, Drug Driver, and Luard are the problem as much as it is a good point of the deck. You see, as much as super calling 2 grade 1 or less card from your deck is actually a very strong effect, but the fact that Moresa and Drug Driver only focus on ratio unit means that 80% of the time in your deck, you are most likely running mostly ratio cards, just to ensure that Moresa and Drug Driver always had a target. And on top of that, you do need a bunch of ratio unit to activate Drug Strider skill, which is a pretty decent finisher, but the fact that you heavily rely on ratio cards is a negative of the deck at the moment, because a lot of ratio cards are kind of mid at the moment. Like, they are not terrible, they are actually pretty good, but they are not game changing or amazing in any ways. A very good example for this is of course Abyssal O and Moresa. Abyssal O has the ability to filter 1 Luard out from your deck, which is great and all, but the problem lies in its other skill, which bind 2 of itself to get a simple 1 counter charge. This sounds okay at first until you realize that it only activates at the end of turn. So that means that if you want to get your counter charge back quickly, which is a problem with the Luard deck with a lot of counter blast needed for the deck, you have to have 2 Abyssal O in your drop zone by your first strike. It sounds easy on paper, and to be honest, it is possible to do that quickly, but the fact that you might have wasted some potential combo from it can be a little bit iffy. And also, Din Drain exists.
Emotional damage!
And Din Drain synergizes well with Luard, especially the fact you can just run 1 copy of her just to get 1 counter charge out. Also, the fact that you have to bind 2 Abyssal O out from your drop zone to activate the skill sounds like a fair skill at first until you realize that you have to keep your ratio count in your drop consistent. It is not hard to reach ratio 3 or 7 in this deck, but to maintain that ratio 7 for Drug Strider skill is definitely a challenge, especially if you want to return some of those powerful grade 1 back to deck to use for Luard's skill as well. And then we have Moresa. Moresa is in my opinion, quite a problematic unit purely due to the fact that it is essentially quote-unquote a turn 5 unit. As for Moresa, you need 2 or more G unit face up in your G zone to actually get the full effects of Moresa. And not only that, there are not a lot of viable targets for Moresa specifically, as she cannot call herself. And to be honest, there is not a lot of good ritual cards that came out with the Stride deck set. We have Selma that only work very well during main phase, Preservation Angel that do a decent job at protecting yourself, but it doesn't do as good of a job as cards like Plot Hole Dragon, which is a G Guardian, or in the same generation, Argan Dia, I think the grade 2 from the Chronojet deck set, Layer 4, which is like a decent technical card when you need more ritual rare card for Dark Strider skill, Luminosity, Saram Cloud, the only 2 viable targets for both Drug Driver and Moresa, as these cards are a beast deck that do a little bit more than usual for the deck in general. As you can see here, all of these ritual cards are not terrible, it's just very mid and doesn't really push the game in the way that we have seen with a lot of DBT13 decks. Even Drug Driver, which is one of the less problematic card of the deck, is also very underwhelming if you compare it to the other first rider we have seen with Magun Tenbu, Amnesty, and Fate Rider Dragon. Each of these first ride at least do something a bit more that actually allow the deck to play a lot more games on the first ride. Luard is just build the board and that's it, and that's something that is not too hard to do for the other deck as well. But there is a solution, and it is a simple solution of having a proper receiver of those extensions that are ritual, like a ritual unit that can take the extension of Luard Strike skill, Moresa superior core skill, and Drug Driver superior core skill extremely well. That's all it needed. Until those cards come, we can only keep on the copiums and essentially play what I would have to say essentially is the original Luard, which was unfortunately quite big.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
But what do you guys think? Are the support that Luard has been receiving from the Stride deck set actually is incredible for you? Does it overwhelm you, underwhelm you, or just whelm you? Do leave down in the comments below. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Take care of yourself, and this is McMegane signing out.